Alright, hey, I just wanted to show off my new 3DS XL's Virtual Console collection. So, of course, I got River City Rival Showdown game card in because I love the Kunio series. But here we go, I got Earthbound for Snus. I just picked this up yesterday using my Nintendo gold coins to get the 50% discount, because there's really nothing else to use those damn coins on. And then I got F-Zero Maximum Velocity, which came with the 3DS Ambassador program, which you got for buying the original 3DS during the launch window. Got a bunch of free games. And this Metroid 1 on NES is another one of the Ambassador games. Then I had bought Metroid 2, since I never owned that, on the Game Boy back in the day. Although it's kind of hard to play nowadays because there's no map in the game. But the remake, Samus Returns, solves that issue. Although it's kind of a different game. Then I got Metroid Fusion for Game Boy Advance, also a Ambassador game. And then Legend of Zelda, the original classic for NES, another Ambassador game. And along with Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, also an Ambassador game. And then this one I picked up yesterday as well, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past for SNES. And I used my Platinum coins to get the 40% discount. So this, along with Earthbound, was about $10.50, which is still kind of high for Virtual Console in my opinion. I think these games should be like $2.50 at the most. But then I had bought this as well. I had owned Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy, but I never played the Game Boy Color DX edition. So yeah, it's cool to have Virtual Console versions of these games, simply because if you get the original carts, you're going to have to change the batteries in them to do the saves. So that's one advantage, even though I do have some physical cart games. So then I got Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages for Game Boy Color. And of course, Oracle of Seasons, which are, I guess, connected. I haven't beaten them yet. Alright, next up, I got Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap for Game Boy Advance. This was another Ambassador program game. And I do have a physical copy of this on Game Boy Advance. It's made by Capcom. Kind of strange that they made that. And then I forget how I acquired this. It was some sort of freebie that Nintendo was offering, but it's that Four Swords multiplayer game. But this one you can play completely single player, which is really nice. And then I got Wario Land 4, which is another Ambassador program game for Game Boy Advance. It's the only way to get Game Boy Advance games on the 3DS, which is a bit disappointing. And then we got Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance, I think that's 3, yeah. And yeah, it's basically Yoshi's Island for SNES, but the Game Boy Advance version. And Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones, which I'm not too into this series, but it was another anniversary freebie along with that. So that's cool. Then we got Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Game Boy Advance Kirby game, also a Ambassador program game. And another one, Mario Kart Super Circuit for Game Boy Advance, also from the Ambassador program. And then Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which I believe was a kind of a sequel to the Game Boy Donkey Kong game, pretty sure. But I haven't played it too much, not too into the original Donkey Kong games. And then WarioWare Incorporated, Mega Microgames, another Game Boy Advance game from the Ambassador program. Just a lot of silly mini games, not too into this series. Then the NES Balloon Fight, which was Ambassador game. Donkey Kong Jr., another Ambassador game for NES. Ice Climber for NES, Ambassador. And then Super Mario Bros. For NES, Ambassador game. Wrecking Crew for NES, Ambassador game. Yoshi, I think this is a puzzle game, the NES game, Ambassador program. And NES Open Tournament Golf, another Ambassador game. Then I guess I'll show this folder of 3DS specific games. So let's see. Yeah, I got Pokemon Picross, Face Raiders, which was that free game when the 3DS launched. I think I scanned my Max Payne 3 figurines head. That's who's on there. AR games, which I don't really play. This was a nice game that they gave us for free. It's basically the 3D remake of Excite Bike for NES. And then Steel Diver Sub Wars is another free game, but I think you have to buy other components to make it complete. And then Pokemon Picross was free. Rusty's Real Deal Baseball was another free one, which I believe I only got this to get some Club Nintendo points when Club Nintendo still existed. And that program was so much better because you got actual physical rewards. I think I got 3 posters, Mario playing cards, and the Game & Watch Ball reproduction game. I believe this Pokemon Bank was another one I used to get Nintendo points. Flipnote Studio 3D. I got this for free, just a free download. Then Pokédex 3D, I believe, was another free one. But yeah, that is it for my 3DS Virtual Console. The main thing I wanted was to have all these Zelda games on here. Like when I got all these ones free here, I decided to get all the other ones just because you can basically play every single Zelda before Wind Waker on here. So I can play 1, 2, 3 technically, all the Game Boy ones, the Game Boy Advance ones, and then A Link Between Worlds, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then of course you can play Metroid 1, Metroid 2, and the Metroid 2 remake. Oh, and Metroid Fusion. It's too bad Zero Mission wasn't on here, though. Because then you could pretty much play every version of the first 2 games. But, yeah, that's it for my 3DS Virtual Console collection. Peace out.